Everything about this episode is a perfect copy but warped into this new story. It's refreshing yet familiar, smart but brutal, and well, it's bloody brilliant. Hey guys, I'm Ryan from REWND and this is my breakdown and comparison of Marvel's first episode in the What If series. What if Captain Carter were the First Avenger? Agent Carter's character is a perfect fit for the Captain America stand-in, and to have Stark also create the first Iron Man suit, or should I say Hydra Stomper, is more than just the cherry on top. And I think, considering they only had half an hour to play out what is essentially the first Avengers story plot, they did it almost flawlessly. I would have liked to see Captain Carter pick out her own suit, but at the same time, having Stark come in with the suit and shield ready to go gives him a much more integral part to play in this story, and also speeds up the process on how to tell that story. When Peggy and Steve have their first moment together, my inner child was beyond giddy to see it, and the fact that they kept that bond strong throughout this quick half hour of wonderful animation is very clear that the creators of this show knew what's important here. We never see Stark creating the Hydra Stomper, but we don't need to, and if it feels out of the blue because that inner child is so excited to see this new mashup, especially one that feels so fresh and entertaining. I've got a list of the best comparisons between Captain Carter and Captain America, the First Avenger, as we progress through the story. I hope you guys enjoy listening to this. I'll be going through what I felt were the pinnacle definitions of this show. As we know from Captain America, the First Avenger, the Hydra agent attacks after Captain America gets changed. But Peggy's transformation, of course, is done perfectly, and I love that Captain Carter's creation is due to the impatience of the Hydra agent and the fact that this time he chose to attack beforehand. Peggy's first fight with the Nazis is totally separate from anything Cap did, so she can have her own outstanding moment as Captain Carter instead of the whole episode showing her doing exactly what Cap did, because obviously I think the show would be ruined slightly if she was constantly cast in the shadow of something that Captain America had already done. Saying that, I love that she frees the prisoners the same way and even has a chance to help Bucky before he's singled out by Hydra for testing to become the Winter Soldier. Which comes to another great comparison as they replicate Cap breaking free with his battalion in the exact same shot style, just like this. I like that they chose to have a Hydra base in a different location so that the content felt fresh instead of rehashed from the movie, as of course Red Skull's chat with the Nazi officers pretty much goes down the same way as it did in the film. So obviously they change everything around that text, that chat that they have, and it makes it feel so much more fresh and enjoyable to the audience again. Peggy never gets jealous of Steve snogging another girl like they do in the movie, so instead their bar chat is this really innocent, sweet moment as they almost kiss, and then Stark turning up to ruin the party is made even better when they use a Looney Tunes circular transition to end the scene. I think it's great writing, and it shows a really, really fantastic understanding of the product that these guys are trying to create. Losing Steve instead of Bucky in the train crash was a stroke of genius, because having an indestructible suit means not only does Hydra get the Tesseract, but Steve can also come back for what is probably the best comparison in the show. Captain Carter going through the wormhole instead of Steve going into the ice, and, like Peggy when Cap went under, Steve is also powerless to do anything. And then, to have her turn up when Loki should have done in Avengers, that was absolutely perfect ending to what is Marvel's best creation in a long time, and I can't wait to see what happens next. I've got a couple of honourable mentions. I'm sure you guys might agree with this. If you don't, or if you have anything else to add, then be sure to leave it in the comments below. But the first of my honourable mentions is very difficult to say, but the first of my honourable mentions, there we go, it's great to have Steve and Peggy fight side by side. That's something I don't think fans ever expected, especially when she jumps on his back and they fight off planes together. Holy shit, was that awesome. The animation is fantastic, you can see and feel their emotions so clearly. I guess this is Disney we're talking about and it was bound to be good, but it's still nice to have a visceral animated show that doesn't need gore to achieve its goal. That's not a pun at Invincible, I love that show, but Disney's animation is flawless and I have to say it's definitely better. It's also nice to know that Steve still has Bucky after everything that happens. Yeah, okay, Steve loses Peggy, and if it played the same as it did in Captain America, which it basically does, that is a shame to see, and it is obviously something we kind of expected but weren't sure how they were going to do it. But it is really nice to know that Steve and Bucky still have each other after this story is over, instead of being separated for over 60 years. And unlike the movies, and it's just a personal favourite for me, seeing Captain Carter use a sword along with her shield is something I've wanted to see Cap do for years. So for them to be able to throw in a sword and shield moment as she fights off an alien monster was just fantastic in my opinion. And last but definitely not least, having Sam Jackson and Jeremy Renner come back to reprise their roles as a younger Nick Fury and Hawkeye was unexpected and totally awesome. If you enjoyed this video, guys, be sure to hit the magic buttons below, like, sub and a bell if you want to keep out for each week, as I'll be uploading a breakdown and comparison of each what if as they come out. Keep your peckers up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!